This was probably one of the most interesting wins, like one of the biggest upsets in Apex Legends history. I am still blown away. This is fresh off. I did a quick watch party watching the finals, and this is fresh off of that stream. My heart is still racing. I was rooting for these guys. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I think I'm going to have to. You will otherwise know very soon. I guess I won't reveal the name just for that, for spoilers' sake. But a team won that is from APAC South. That's, you know, New Zealand, Australia. And nobody expected it because not only was this team from Australia, but they had a player who couldn't play. He wasn't eligible to play because he had contracted the virus. And okay, let's just start this in the background. So we don't have their POV, but I wanted to just go over the end game because not only is this such an upset, but it is one of the most controversial LAN wins in Apex history by far. It is absolutely insane. So I really want to go over this. So let's just give you a little bit of a backstory then. So this team, which I'm going to say the name from now on, is Reignite. That is Zero and Sharky and Genburten normally. And Genburten and the boys, they flew in early to Stockholm and they were mingling with all the pros and whatnot. And then Genburten contracted COVID. He was the first person in the team to get the virus. Because of the strict rules of EA, he was not eligible to play. He tested positive, the negative and positive bounced a lot. But if you test positive even once, they don't let you play. So he was disqualified from playing. And they had to fly out a sub. So they flight out JMW from Team Kugarna. They just barely did not make it to Pro League qualifiers. Super good team. This is also with Graceful. And their synergy has been unmatched. It has been beautiful to watch. So prior to this game, which is the final game of not only the finals, but the tournament. This has been a 3-day tournament. They had already gotten a win. They had gotten 2 top 3 placements. Just solid games overall. And I can't understate how much people have been expecting APAC to underperform, because in most other esports, Australia is a bit of a joke. It's a bit of a meme. Like in every game, I said this on my Twitter, that most teams, nobody expects APAC to do well. I was looking at the esports odds. If you place a bet for APAC to win, you would get a 12 times return. If you put $100 down, you would get $1,200 back, which is absolutely crazy. That's an insane amount of money for an esports bet. For contrast, if you would have bet on NA to win the whole thing, it was, you would get about 1.5 back. So you would get $150 back. So your investment plus 50. So now we're watching Reignite here they were just playing the edge here. So that was basically the whole lore leading into it. And I figured we were just going to look at the end game now and kind of just see how this all played out. Like I said, this is also, yeah, what very important rule, because I read this a lot in the comments. A lot of people thought there was no anonymous mode because in that you could see team names in the kill feed. This is just for the sake of the spectators. The players themselves just see like Valkyrie 471 and Gibraltar 421 or whatever, right? You don't know which team everyone's at in match point, because otherwise these teams would grief each other. At this very moment, there were 3 teams on match point, which was Unite, Reignite, and oh crap, I forgot the last one. I'm just still so excited. Okay, it doesn't really matter. There are 3 teams on match point, not TSM. If you guys don't know the format, you have to win the game when you're at match point. If you get 50 points prior, and then win that game to win the entire tournament. Which means in Poland 3 years ago, all the teams just griefed each other. It didn't work because of every team griefing each other. I think went to like game 10 or 13 or something, a ridiculous amount of games. So now we are looking at, actually we had a amount of teams, so it doesn't matter. wait, actually I have a, there. It was Liquid, Unite, and Reignite. That's the ones. Anyways, so that was the format. Everyone griefed each other, so they made a rule a while ago that it will be anonymized. The kill feed will be anonymized. So you don't know which team is which, so you can't grief each other. Which means, you know, you get way cleaner games and things will play out the way they should. And I will for the games. Most people did not know this. I don't know if this was because of EA not doing a good job announcing whether there was anonymized kill feeds or not. And you will see when we get into late game. The analyzation for the late game will start very shortly. We're just waiting for it to switch over to Rig, which will be, like I said, pretty shortly. I'm curious to see, like, to hear what you guys thought of this tournament though as a whole. I was not really watching the group stages because those were extremely long. But we had, like I said, we had a stream watching the finals. And I had a great time. It was such good Apex. Really interesting to watch. A little bit of a different meta than I'm used to. Most teams usually switch up their comps and playstyles for LAN because people are, in general, more passive and scared. So you want to play in ways that either punishes that or rewards that type of playstyle. And you want to be as small as possible. And there's so many rat series chilling. So you had Zero with the Kraber here, picking people off. Zero doesn't, so we're looking at Reignite again, so they don't have to kill anyone. They just kind of have to chill, because they don't need kill points, they're already on so he has a Kraber and PK, which makes sense, because he's like flying around a lot and wants to be able to take bubble fights. And he walks up to get the rat. He doesn't have to play cleanup. It's good to clean up kills, so you have more control of the space. But the Kraber's pretty valuable. Like, I don't know if I would want to waste bullets on it. Like, I see the decision-making like behind using them, but you would probably rather have them in late game. Like, look at this lineup. Not sure that wasn't like all of them, but that's just still huge. So they obviously don't have any space right now. They're basically playing to control this whole side and then try to fall in some way. Uni is playing pretty small here. They start walking up here and they just play the punish here. This is really playing to Reignite's favor because everyone's just trying to move into the final late game. And we have, now you can see here, let's just like look at this real quick. So we have one team on high ground, one team on low ground. We have 100 Thieves just playing really small down in the corner. We didn't really get to see what happened with them. We also have Waltzy here, just ratting, and of course the Rig here at the corner. So what you can instantly see, looking at this, is that they have an incredible amount of space. This whole area is, has Rig's name on it. No problem whatsoever. Also, Lily ratting on the left. And Zero is just on cleanup duty. Like, if you get a pick in this state of the game, you are probably done. You will lose the game if you get knocked, right? So it makes sense to have a Kraber, which once again probably shouldn't be in the game to begin with, or at least in competitive. But that doesn't change the fact that we have it in the game, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. Actually, that was all of C9. Yeah, the spectator mode is a little bit buggy. But if you get a pick, you can push on it and make something happen. So they take a walk here, and he's looking for something to play. They don't seem to know exactly what they can do. He spots the rat again. Not sure that didn't hit, but that's fine. So they're gonna walk up here and just trying to find some space to play. You have to keep in mind, this zone is hard. This zone is really hard. So you have, once again, not really much cover here. Like, I think you have like cover on the sides here, but you don't have any here or here. Because they can see you from high ground. LG has free reign, free vision on everyone on here. So Rig make a really good choice walking up here, just playing slow, because all they have to do is stay alive. And then 100 Thieves hit the wall, they do out of bounds play and land right on them. But 100 Thieves actually messed up, because by landing like that, they expose their backs to the rest of the server, and LG gets a kill in Graceful. And Rig just walk up. They have this tiny little ledge. This is still in zone, mind you. And all they have to do is stay alive. They don't have to push. They don't have to make any decisions. Except don't throw the game. That's all they have to do. Stay alive. Because when this zone closes, because of the way it's packed with two teams right on top of each other, they're going to be forced to fight each other. Yeah, Vexon is still alive. Now it's two teams. So you can literally see how this is going to happen. This zone is going to start closing. LG has to drop straight down. And look at that. OG is right there. So Rig knows. All they have to do, their only job is to stay. Keep in mind, there is no anonymized kill feed. Or so there is an anonymized kill feed. Nobody has any idea who, whoever this is. They don't know, like, this is LG. They don't know this is OG. They don't know this is Rig. Nobody knows who they are. Some of these teams have been trying to keep track of each other because, like, when you wipe a full squad, it says in the top right, oh yeah, Team Rig has been eliminated or something, and they haven't seen him die. And they know, they've been keeping an eye out for this. They know Rig is still on match point. And they're a threat. They have to take out Rig. Now, going off comms that we won't do here, OG thinks that the team on top is Rig. They think that LG is Rig. So they're not gonna, otherwise they would try to like throw, if you know that it's Rig, obviously you're gonna throw the game, because if Rig wins this to win the tournament, Optic doesn't have match point. Now they are on match point, but it didn't initially because of the way the tournament works. That means they can't win the tournament from here. And they already have their points. It doesn't matter how many points you get past this point, because all they needed was get past 50, right? And assuming Reignite wouldn't win, that would mean that they could try to win the next game. So if they would figure out who Reignite was, they could just ape. But they assumed there was LG, and that led to some extra passiveness. So now we're waiting for this zone to close, just trying to see what's happening. Really good ultimate from LG here, from Nizzle. Just kind of locking them off, giving him so much space here, and you just think they would be done for here. They're just trying to stay alive, just jumping around, playing around the smoke. They know they can be seen through the smoke because of the edge on the in their back. And Sharky ends up getting knocked here, so it's a 2v3v3. Valk makes a really good run here, getting behind the cover. He's getting bombarded, Zero with 1 HP. Rig and JMW, they walk up. They still know. They still know the win condition. All they have to do, stay behind that rock, do absolutely nothing else, just survive. All they have to do, just survive. Because if zone keeps closing, you can see they're inching up here. They're inching up here. when someone starts closing, they have to drop. They have to fight. Rig, like, nobody's gonna walk all the way up here and fight Rig. They just have to play as small as possible and try to survive. LG isn't finishing them because they don't know it's Rig. They don't know it's on match point. They're not gonna stick their necks out to try and finish him. Now, they're trying a little bit to poke him, but they get ulted by OG because OG thought that was Rig. And now Rig is back here, and Caustic makes a crawl all the way in. Just looking at this again, it gives me like... my heart was pumping for our Rig right here. And for APAC as a whole. So they get Sharky back up. He gets to bubble. They get to stabilize. And now it's just seconds before they have to drop down. Let's see. So now they are basically forced to drop straight down and take this bubble fight. They still have their bubble. And they use it. Rig is chilling. They don't have to push. They notice. They also know nobody can run up to them, so all they have is just stay alive and wait for the others to knock each over. It's going to be the freest win of their career. And look at that. They're just looking away. Stand still. Shooting gallery. Just playing the edge of zone so well. They have the barrels placed down with the Caustic to give a little bit more space. And that's it. And that's the cleanup right there. And that's just like... Dude, like, just watching this on the screen, there's so much emotion here. Like, a lot of people are... a lot of people are kind of upset about this win. Probably because it wasn't their favorite team winning. But you have to keep in mind that these, like... No team knew it was Rig. Neither team knew it was Rig. They played it super well. They were on match point. I think they were the second or the first game team on the match point. And they played solid. Nobody expected this out of APAC. And here's the thing. Because of this performance of a Rig and the other team, I forget, SDK I think they're called, are also from that region. That means we've all been sleeping on APAC. Actually, I think we've been overrating EU, because I think EU only had 2 or 3 teams in the finals, whereas APAC won the finals. Oh, it's absolutely crazy to see. Super excited. I hope you guys did watch the tournament and maybe even join my watch party stream. If you didn't, it's twitch.tv/otter. Make sure to, you know, drop a comment below what you thought about this whole tournament if you watched it live, because it was amazing. Super glad I was here to witness this live. Anyways, that was about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.